This is 7 National News, and in our top story, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, welcomed separately Horacio Cartes, the President of Paraguay, Filip Vujanovic, President of Montenegro, and Luis Guillermo Solis, President of Costa Rica, at his palace in Zabil on Tuesday. Sheikh Mohammed discussed with President Cartes several issues related to the bilateral cooperation between the UAE and Paraguay, including the development of economic investment and tourism opportunities and encouraging the private sector in both countries to establish joint investments. Sheikh Mohammed also discussed the development of bilateral relations between the UAE and Montenegro, including the creation of investment partnerships between the two countries, particularly in the private sector. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed and President of Costa Rica exchanged views on prospects of economic investment and tourism cooperation between the two countries. Meanwhile, His Highness stressed the importance of establishing balanced ties with the three countries while promoting communication and developing cooperation in the fields of tourism, energy, real estate, transport, among others. Rooftop solar energy will help drive renewable energy to the next stage of its development in the Middle East and South Asian markets, according to industry experts at the World Future Energy Summit and the Solar Expo in Abu Dhabi. Renewable energy, particularly solar, is making rapid progress in the region, with organizers estimating that buyers at the WFES have more than 200 gigawatts of planned capacity to be added within the next decade. The region is already setting the agenda for utility-scale projects, with bids for projects in the UAE bringing below 3 US cents per kilowatt hour during 2016. The industry expects to see similar progress in rooftop solar, driven by initiatives such as the Shams Dubai program by the Dubai Electricity and Water Authority, which encourages PV systems on residential, commercial and industrial buildings. The projects themselves can vary in size from just a few solar panels to thousands. One of the initiatives under the Shams Dubai program is the installation of 88,000 solar panels on buildings belonging to the port operator DP World, which will produce enough energy to power around 3,000 homes. Dubai is among the most dynamic cities in the world, according to JLL City Momentum Index CMI 2017 report. The annual CMI report looks at the fastest changing cities around the globe, tracking the speed of their changing economy and commercial real estate market, whilst identifying hubs that have the most dynamic attributes over the short and long term. Placed at 11 in the global top 30, Dubai finished just behind Nairobi at 10th and London 6th in the Europe, Middle East and Africa market. Top of the list went to the Indian powerhouse Bangalore, followed by Ho Chi Minh City, Silicon Valley, Shanghai and Hyderabad, which completed the top 5. The index covers 134 major established and emerging business hubs across the globe and looks at the key ingredients of population, connectivity, technology and R&D, education, environment, real estate investment, property prices and economic output, among other areas. Despite challenges and a world of heightened risk, the 2017 edition of JLL CMI highlights remarkable dynamism in major global cities, many of which are consistently outperforming their national economies. According to Craig Plum, head of research at JLL MENA, the world's most robust, agile and open cities are generating considerable momentum and energy, and are taking the lead in shaping our future landscape, adding that the world has become a riskier place since our last report. These disruptions are happening just as our cities are undergoing major structural change, as the effects of globalization, technological breakthroughs and rapid urbanization combine to challenge the very fabric of our urban spaces. The Dubai Health Authority has signed 3 memorandums of understanding with Prime Hospital, Pro Vita International Medical Center and International Modern Hospital. The 3 MoUs are part of the authority's strategy to partner with the private sector to provide the public with the best medical services possible. Humaid Al-Khattami, Chairman of the Board and Director General of the DHA, signed the MoU with Dr. Kishan Pakal, CEO of International Modern Hospital, and Dr. Jamil Ahmed, the Managing Director of Prime Healthcare Group, who also signed for Pro Vita International Medical Center. Al-Khattami said that providing the best care for the public is a joint responsibility for both the public and private sectors, which is why the authority strives to partner with the private sector to better serve patients effectively and efficiently, while maintaining high-quality standards. The MoU aims to facilitate the transfer of patients who need long-term care and depend on ventilators between the DHA and the hospitals and medical centres who signed the MoU. The Ministry of Education has included the book Mother of the Nation, Fatima bint Mubarak, Principles and Accomplishments in the curriculum for 9th grade students. The book sheds light on the life of Sheikha Fatima bint Mubarak, Chairwoman of the General Women's Union, Supreme Chairwoman of the Family Development Foundation and President of the Supreme Council for Motherhood and Childhood. Mother of the Nation, which has 9 chapters, is an interactive book on the lectures and vision of Sheikha Fatima, a key leader of the women's movement in the UAE. It is part of the ministry's plan to develop this school curriculum in compliance with the developments taking place in the modern world. The book, authored by Dr. Maitha bint Salim al-Shamsi, the Minister of State, is an important documentation on Sheikha Fatima, her principles, determination and achievements in the field of women's empowerment. According to local reports, the book was selected as it represented the country's values, its morals and traditions, stressing that Sheikha Fatima is considered an inspiration for the future generations. And finally, in the bulletin, one of the theatre world's longest-running musicals, Cats, has opened Dubai Opera's 2017 season. Andrew Lloyd Webber's record-breaking Olivier Award-nominated musical has now been extended and is running from the 16th to the 28th of January in Dubai. The musical made its West End debut in 1981 and has been produced in over 30 countries across the globe, with more than 73 million viewers. It's the 4th longest-running show on Broadway and London's West End, and is known as the production that led to the rise of the British musical theatre scene. Composed by Andrew Lloyd Webber and produced by Cameron McIntosh, it's based on Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats by T.S. Eliot. The musical tells the story of a tribe of cats called the Jellicles and still features the original choreography by Gillian Lynne. Cats has won 2 Grammys and 7 Tony Awards and has now arrived at the Dubai Opera for the first time.
Well, Cats is the universal show because it's got magic in it, it's got romance, it's got fantastic dancing and wonderful score, and somehow it all came together and formed a piece that's difficult to describe, but it takes people into another world. They got it so right first time round that it really has been tweaked, and there's minor changes here and there, but basically the show you see today is more or less the same as what you would have seen in 1981.
During a behind-the-scenes tour at Dubai Opera, we were introduced to some of the 80-member touring crew, which includes 28 performers, technicians and sound and lighting operators. Unknown to the audience, there's also a backstage live orchestra of 9 musicians. The set consists of an oversized junkyard and remains the same throughout the show without any scene changes. However, backstage, some of the lead roles change character and costume and apply their own feline makeup. The show is completely told through music with virtually no spoken dialogue. The musical score genres range from classical to pop and jazz to rock and includes the classic song Memory. The Jellicle tribe includes iconic characters such as Old Deuteronomy, the Rum Tum Tugger and Grisabella, world-class performers who create elements of the narrative and the characters themselves.
We've kind of had to make it for ourselves, the storyline. You get it outside, you can see the storyline, but it's really strong for us. So we have a connection between Munkerstrap and myself, and perhaps our beautiful white cat you saw today, and then of course Grisabella. So there's a lot of interweaving of characterization, which you might not know, but we have it. Otherwise we feel like we're just, playing around on stage. So about 20 or 30 minutes every morning, we just practically roll around on the floor and get comfortable with ourselves and the surrounding. And of course, before the show, we're doing a lot of stretching and things like that. I tend to take some time for myself and meditate and think inwardly, because my character is quite, omnipresent and always thinking about other people. So I'm not as crazy as some of the younger cats, perhaps. But
My name is Pepe. I'm from Spain, and I play the Rum Tum Tugger, which is the rock and roll cat. He's the naughty, perverse, but charming. He means no harm. He's a sweetheart. He's just a man with a child, and he's just a little boy. So he just likes to play. The great thing about this show is there's so much freedom. Okay, so you do your number, and that's set choreography, set lyrics, set music. But in between numbers, all that is free. So one day you might have one cat next to you, the next day you have a different one. You can exit, enter from wherever you want. So if you saw the show yesterday, you watch it tonight and you watch it tomorrow, you'll see the same numbers, but in the background, you'll see different movements, different attitudes, different personalities maybe, because one day you're more tired and you're more of a quiet cat. Another day, you're on fire because it's Saturday night and you're like, whoa, it's the end of the week.